Okay, hello, welcome to my live stream that seems to be working. Okay, thank you for that. Whatever. Okay, so we are live on YouTube and Twitch. I wanted to come on real quick. First of all, I'm very, very, very tired right now. But I figured I would do a couple of live streams today, or at least two, maybe three or four, just to kind of update people on the election and kind of talk through it with people and come together all as one. Hopefully, in a community situation, kind of get through this together. So, first of all, let me pull up this. Okay, so right now it's 5:56 p.m. Central, which is 6:56 Eastern. As you can see here on the map, 6 o'clock. This little area of Indiana and Kentucky have already closed. But in just a few minutes, the 7 p.m. states, most of Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Virginia, the other halves of Indiana and Kentucky will close, and Vermont. The only one of those, 8 or so states that's important whatsoever, I guess Florida maybe a little bit, but mostly it's Georgia. Georgia is what we're going to be looking at when that hits the closing point here in about 3 minutes. But even though Georgia closes in 3 minutes, that doesn't mean that we're going to know much by then. What we will know is that we're going to start getting data. And so if you want to start figuring out what's happening in Georgia, all you got to do is type in, I don't know, New York Times Georgia results or something. I mean, you can do this anywhere, and we're going to explore some other more specific sources, but eventually, god dang it. Okay, first of all, you're going to see a lot of this. I get a lot of ads for high heels and gowns and things because of my Halloween shopping habits, but just ignore that. And I don't have the ability to look at the New York Times right now, apparently, because it's behind a paywall and I have exhausted my free articles. So we'll go to NBC. NBC, Georgia election results. Now, like I said, we're going to look at some more specific things, but this one doesn't have a paywall, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So eventually we're going to start getting data in slowly over time. Now, if you really want to know what to expect out of Georgia, you simply would go over here and you'd go when will Georgia, publish results? And this is just such a simple thing, but you just Google that, and it looks like they anticipate counting all of their votes by the end of the night. I can tell you that I think they're going to post their early vote pretty much right away, or at least very quickly. So in just a few minutes, we're going to start getting Georgia early vote, which is going to be awesome. I've taken the liberty of preparing this spreadsheet here. As you can see, for the presidential race, we've got these 8 or so swing states. I've included Iowa on there, even though Iowa's marginally not really a swing state, but they had that poll, so we have to talk about it. Georgia, right now, the last election result, Biden won Georgia by 0.3%, and we're expecting full results in Georgia by midnight tonight. So, and I don't know what this is about here. I was gonna do polling, but I didn't get around to it, so let's delete that. Okay, so as you can see, the vote counting delay tonight, midnight, blah blah blah. R+3 is the PVI. PVI stands for Partisan Voting Index. That's a Cook Political Report thing. But basically, that's just sort of a standalone measure of how partisan a particular state or congressional district is, without regard to the candidates or the particular election cycle, but rather as a sort of kind of long-term trending situation. So Georgia trends a little bit Republican, not terrible. Biden won it by just a slim margin last time. So when Georgia closes here in a minute, we're going to start to get data in literally a minute now. In the meantime, though, if you really want to know stuff about what's happening with the election, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go over to your Twitter. And you're going to want to pull up people like this account here. Okay? This is You Mitch Voter. This is somebody who I respect a great deal, very talented. And they're going to have posts all night long with some very interesting things. Here's the Florida electorate so far, according to some data they've released. So this is a great way of getting some really early data. Here's some Indiana data. Wealthy upper middle class suburbs of Indianapolis, Hamilton County. We're getting Harris 50, Trump 48. Um, this was Trump plus 7 in 2020, so if that ends up being a Harris County, that is extremely good news. Okay, so that's just like, and then you get this anecdotal stuff. Okay, so that's just one example of one way you can get some good information early, that account, or, you know, you can go over to like Nate Cohn or somebody at the New York Times.